is intended for a mature audience. If you are not 18 or older, stop listening and find more age-appropriate content. This show will cover topics in a satirical manner. If you are offended by any content herein, that is your own problem. As you have been warned, please do not try this at home, or anywhere else for that matter.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports.
Oh, hell no!
And welcome to Blown Pistons.
God, that gets me pumped up.
Please silence your cell phones at this time.
Are we good now?
Yep, go on, Dave.
Welcome to Blown Pistons. I'm your host, Gremlin Dave. Sitting to my right, Hammer.
Hi.
Sitting to my left, Johnny.
Hey.
Sitting to my leftish, upish, Danny.
Hey.
And sitting right across from me, special guest, Jeff.
Go catch it, goosh.
Yeah, Jagoosh. Gagoosh.
What's going on, guys?
Not much. We do have some sponsors we need to nail out of the way first.
Hey, guys, if you like what you're hearing, if you like our network, check out resurrectionvapor.com. That's resurrectionvapor.com for all your great high-end, high VG quality, and fantastic flavors of e-juice, e-juice accessories, and a few other things in between. They are 100% Wisconsin made, born and made. That's what I wanted to say, but I messed it up. So, all right, well, that's a check mark. www.resurrectionvapor.com. They like to get down and trashy and keep it a little bit classy. That's why they sponsor this network and yours truly. All right, that is for them. This is for vapewalkie.com. Check out Vapewalkie, Pewaukee, Wisconsin's #1 vape store in Wisconsin. I'll even say that because that makes no sense if you think about it.
Okay.
All right. High end, low end, everything in between for your e-cig needs as well as your vapor needs, and they also have a little bit of a back section too that you can check out. Hundreds of flavors adorn their walls, including our previous sponsor is in there as well. So guys, check them out. Vapewalkie.com in Pewaukee, Wisconsin.
All right, we're good now?
We got a few more, but we'll get through those when we hit a dead spot.
Okay, cool.
Because we got that Axio asshole guy.
Yeah, what a dick.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm sipping on my Axio right now.
I can't hear him.
I can't either.
Yeah, it happens. I'm okay.
I can kind of hear him.
Johnny, try it again.
Hey.
Keep going.
Hi. Hello.
Present.
Oh, arms.
Live. Yeah,
Whoa.
Kinda. Yeah. Kinda. Squirrel.
There we go.
There we go.
Is that better?
That sounds
Dave?
better.
Okay.
That sounds better. So, like I said, we have Jeff joining us today. Hi.
Hi.
The man in the Miata.
Yeah, I know you were talking about that at the beginning of the show, or not the beginning of the show, but before we were on air, and I know you're from Hagerty Vintage Insurance.
Yeah. Well, and so we do a lot of new stuff, too. So I just always say collector insurance. Collector vehicle insurance is a good way to put it. But, yeah, and that's kind of... So I've never done a podcast before. I don't really know what to expect, but...
This is pretty much it. I mean...
Just talking to the microphone.
Like I said, it's a lot of... The main way to think about it is you're just talking to us.
You remember that scene in Wayne's World where they're talking to the one guy who? It's like that,
But
handsome Dan. Except we're not queuing up the music for the next song and going, yeah, okay, We're actually interactive.
Good, so they're listening. Yeah, I like it.
And we got like at least 5 or 6 people that listen to us, so you're good.
At least on today. At least today.
That gives me a little more courage, I guess. Yeah.
We got
tens of listeners.
and then we got the Monster Energy
drink Las Vegas
race
today.
Thank you, Dave.
Hoping my guy can win.
Brad Kozlowski. Mm-hmm. I just want to see Allmendinger.
Good luck with that one. Yeah, I'm a big NASCAR fan.
Oh, come on.
I'm a racist.
I like it.
I was going to say,
That's how we put it.
It's not like Danica's going to do any better.
Well, she's not in it anymore.
I know. You caught the joke. Good.
She gave up.
Yeah, now she's dating Ashton Kutcher, right?
What?
No, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, that's who it was. Yeah.
I was like, wow, that bitch bounces.
Yeah, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah,
that was close. He must drive, though. At least that way they can actually make it to where they're going and not crash.
Right. Oh, that's mean.
Hey, I'm not the only one that makes that joke.
I know.
You know what? At least she can, or at least he can finish. a game
Good point.
and win.
All right, so
Yeah, it's
We've been compared to like the Howard Stern of the podcast world of cars.
yeah, I hadn't really told him that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you tell people that part, they expect it.
Well,
See, I wanted to get him on the show. Now I have him run away.
Also, we don't pay for therapy.
Yeah, you're on your own with that one.
Oh boy.
So yeah, just tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you race vintage Datsuns.
Yeah, so, I mean, cars are probably my biggest hobby, as Danny would know, and I know that's one of his biggest things, but my dad is kind of the one that got me into it. He's been involved with it since before I was born. He started doing motocross racing back when he was, a teenager in the 70s, and when I was born, he started racing Formula Fords, which are like...
oh, wow.
If you're not familiar with them, they're purpose-built race cars. It's a single-seat race car that has a Ford, like 1.6 liter. It's the same engine as the Pinto, and that's basically
Johnny.
I know what he's talking about.
No, he said Pinto. He said Pinto.
Does Johnny have a Pinto?
No, he made the comment one time. His sex life is like a Pinto. He gets hit in the ass and blows up or something.
I'm not thinking straight all the time.
Hey, it's all right. It's a Sunday.
You have times?
I have moments.
Okay.
Because my week has been like right now. I'm probably not even. I'm doing okay right now, but
Yeah, everyone's had a roller coaster this week. So Dad drives a vintage Pinto engine.
So is that open wheel or?
Yeah, yep, open wheel. I got to race one of his 2 or 3 years ago, which was a totally new experience for me. I raced a 1970 Datsun 1200, or a B110 as the Datsun guys know. And it started out life as a street car, was converted to a race car, so it's a fully closed. You have a roof over you, and you feel pretty safe. But in that car, you're in I describe it as a metal carrot. Like you're in a cage that's really close to you, and what freaked me out was being able to see your tires. We kind of got off topic, but yeah, that's what he started out in. Now he races a Datsun 240Z, and it's really, really fast. It's really cool, and it's a lot of fun just racing with him. So, and that's what got me into cars, and obviously the racing side, but also cars on the street side follow along with that. So I've had a bunch of stuff over the years, and I kind of eat, sleep, breathe, live cars.
So Adam Carolla and Paul Newman are like your two favorite idols,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely. Yep, definitely.
What about Seinfeld? He collects a lot of vintage stuff, and he's also
right.
a Miata fan.
But
Yep,
the reason I brought up Adam Carolla and Paul Newman is because Paul Newman raced Datsuns.
Yep,
Yes.
Newman Haas Racing.
Yep, and now Adam Carolla actually has a Paul Newman race car collection.
Yep.
And they don't sit. He
Good.
races them.
Good.
Yep.
Cool.
He restores them to period correct, like down to like every nut, and just he is.
Absolutely, yeah. I saw one of his cars last year at Monterey, California, for the Car Week in August. He races the Newman Haas car. It's really, really nice.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
So where do you race your cars at then?
So if you're in the racing scene, I'm sure you guys know Road America up in Sheboygan or Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. That is pretty much where I grew up. That's my happy place, I always say. So that I've spent a lot of time up there. And then actually not too far from here, right on the border of Illinois and Wisconsin, is Blackhawk Farms.
Hell yeah.
Very nice racetrack.
Yeah, so
That's
that's
nice.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a great time. That's actually where I got my competition license.
Oh wow!
So and we've had a lot of great times out there, and two totally different tracks. At Road America is a little over 4 miles, and I think Blackhawk's a little over 2. So my little Datsun likes Blackhawk a little better because we don't have really long straights, and it's not a high horsepower car by any means. But both tracks are a lot of fun. I really like them both.
Sweet.
I'm actually looking forward to being on those. Well, not on the main tracks, but on the go-kart tracks, or both those locations this year.
Yeah, oh man, yeah, go-karting on Road America would be nuts.
I picked up a go-kart, a racing go-kart.
Cool.
So I have a friend of mine down in Illinois who races the Briggs 206 Cup.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to racing with him this year.
Very cool.
So that's what I've been working on. I've had the go-kart already up to 28 miles an hour just on the street.
Awesome.
Just putzing around, man. It's geared a little high or a little low,
Okay.
It's got a nice big gear on it, so I changed a couple things I'm going to have to, but just messing with it for now. And, yeah, I looked back, and out of the muffler, there's like a 6-inch flame, just solid blue flame. I'm like, I'm not touching that.
Oh, yeah, that might not be good.
It's like, well, it's just probably a carb adjustment.
Oh, okay.
I'm all like, I'm not reaching for the carb with the flame there.
Oh, yeah, no, you might lose a little skin there.
Right.
Yep.
I've already burned my coat from a different header on it, so I'm like, yeah. Because I wasn't scared, man. It was below zero, or I had the cart. I was like, let's go. Let's put a new fuel pump on, new hoses. One pull started right
Oh, that's
up.
the best feeling.
I'm all like,
Yep.
I'm going for a ride. I don't care how cold it is. Just started putzing around in my parking lot at the shop, and then I brought it in. I'm like, okay. Then I took the header pipe off, and I'm like, oh, there's a restrictor plate. Okay. Took the carb off, but there's another restrictor plate. So, because a 5-year-old girl was racing this before I was.
Oh, yeah.
And it's an adult cart, but it was just sized down for her. So I took off all the kid shit, extended the pedals and everything. I had to put my own seat in it, and it takes off now.
Very cool. I always say I started racing in go-karts, actually. And, until you get in one, you don't realize how demanding it is. I feel like you go out in a go-kart for a half hour, your arms are so tired, more so than in my Datsun. But so different.
I absolutely love it, though. I mean, I call it my happy places because I love racing. There's only been... I call it a simulation. You have to call it a simulation, otherwise people get real mad. But there's a simulation called iRacing. You ever heard of it?
No.
Okay. iRacing is a really intense simulator. Like, they laser scan tracks. So that means if there's like a bump in the track, you actually feel it in the wheel.
Really? So is it like you're in a thing, like a simulator?
If you get the correct wheel, like a Logitech or a Fanatic or something.
So it's something you hook up to a TV, like on your own.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah.
You hook it up. I mean, some of the simulators I've seen are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm talking like the seat vibrates and some of them move, and it's just ridiculous. But
it's like they recreate their own little cockpit.
Yeah. Some people do. Some people actually buy a dashboard, put fake gauges. Or gauges that are wired into the system and actually work with the game. And
that's pretty cool.
Dilly.
No, fuck off.
Some people go really nuts with it, but I mean, it's just that was the only simulation I walked away where my hands were shaking.
Wow.
It was just intense because I had a car barrel roll over me and just
man,
it was just nuts.
So it would have really got you going if you had Grand Prix on there.
Perhaps.
He's a Pontiac guy. I give shit all the time.
Actually, I was the rookie class that I was
He thinks
racing.
they're coming back.
Wow. The rookie class I was racing in was a Camaro. So
That's close.
How'd that work out for you?
it was good.
Good
Time.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
All right.
So
Playing into your stereotype, Dick.
So
I like Angry Johnny.
I know. Damn, dude.
All right.
So I know, Danny was showing pictures too. You guys were working on another car also that you've got.
Yep. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna. And I don't know, but between my dad and myself, so I race a 70. I actually don't know what it is. It's either a 70 or 71 Datsun 1200. That's the full blown race car.
And that's the one you got pictures on your Facebook. And stuff like that?
Yep. The blue and white one. So it's modeled after Brock Racing Enterprises. Peter Brock had these. The most famous one that you'll see is a Datsun 510 that's red and white. And it has the BRE stripes. So there was that one, and then they had a blue one, and those are the most common kind of mocked up cars. But what a lot of people don't know is they had a third one that's also blue with a red number, and it looks really cool. And until I saw a little Datsun model of the team, I didn't even know it existed. And so that's what it's modeled after. And there's a body shop in West Allis, Wisconsin, Don's Auto Body, that does incredible.
That's an unpaid advertisement, folks.
Yeah, sorry, a little plug there for Don.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention about those.
Sorry, yeah, my bad.
Nah, you're fine.
Okay,
You're fine.
Okay, just I don't want to overstep my bounds, but he mocked it up to a T. I mean, it looks just like the actual car. But so we've got that one. My dad has a racing one that's got a really cool story that I'll tell you guys in a little bit about it. We have a donor car, and then I just picked up sight unseen purchase, so I'll never be doing that again. Yeah, not a good scenario, but not a bad scenario.
Bet you Haggerty loved you for that one.
Right? Yeah.
I hear a lot of those stories out of Danny.
Yep. Yeah, Danny's contagious, and look what happened.
Well, he's mentioned before he's got.
Yeah, Danny. Hold on. Let's ruminate on that concept right there. Danny's contagious. Look at Midnight Sushi last week.
Well, we're slowly getting him into every show. We still got to get him into shots from the balcony.
I know, but I'm just saying. Look at the shenanigans that Danny's contagious. Like, remember?
I didn't do anything wrong.
No, you just twisted his arm real hard.
No, Michael's the one that had to wrangle that one.
This is true. Yeah, I think that's the first time Michael's ever had to wrangle anything on his show. Because it's the Anything Goes show with Michael, and it's like, yeah, no. Michael even's like, nope, guys.
And he took over the aftermath of Blown Pistons.
He did.
The car show went haywire.
Yeah. Let's talk about that after this fantastic story about Danny's sight unseen contagion.
Oh yeah. But Danny's been a great help, I gotta say. So got this car, got it home, bought it sight unseen out of Southern California. I don't even know what little town it came from, and it's a really solid car, but needs a complete restoration. I mean, 100%. Take it down to bare metal and start over. So that's what we had to do, and had an engine and transmission in it, no drive shaft, and I mean, it just looks like it's been sitting outside for 30 plus years. Somebody took a spray paint can and rattle canned it green, so pretty
Danny?
ugly. Wasn't Danny? No.
Been there, done that.
We all have. I've done it with primer.
Yeah.
So when we got it home, I actually threw a battery in it, sprayed some starting fluid in it. It fired right up. It was
sweet.
so crazy. Yeah, but we're taking that motor out, and no, we got the motor out now. We're putting something else in, but yeah. So engine and trans were in it. Danny helped me get the transmission out. It was stuck on there. It was a huge pain. So we had a couple beers and were able to get it off. And then I was just kind of joking.
I'm calling bullshit.
No, we did
a few beers.
No, a couple beers.
A couple beers.
I'm calling bullshit.
It was like a 2-beer job, I think.
So a case.
Yeah. Danny's canonical I.O. hammer. Got it.
Well, and I remember, though, even when we got the trans out, we were like, oh, man, we could have the engine out tonight. And Danny's like, I'm going to go get my engine hoist. And then we were like, nah, let's just relax. We can do that a different day. And so what was that, yesterday or 2 days ago now?
2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago. I was thinking, okay, I'm going to get everything ready to get this out. I'm going to have to call Danny some other weekend so he can bring his hoist over. We'll get it out. And he texts me out of the blue, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, just kind of tidying up the dots. And then I've got other couple projects in the garage that I was going to kind of get game plans going for. And he's like, well, I'll come over. And I'm like, kind of jokingly, I bet we could get this engine out tonight. And so he came on over. I didn't know if he had his hoist with him, and he didn't. And the garage is heated, so I didn't want to open the garage because that's the only way you could really get a hoist in there. But it was still kind of warm. And weirdly enough, I look up in the rafters in my garage, and the previous owner had stored like old wood up there, and we found two like 8 foot. Well, no, they were maybe 6 foot long,
6 foot, yeah,
2x4s that were nailed together. And we were able to. Oh, does he have the video up?
No.
Oh,
I'm not. Sorry.
No, that's right. No, that's all right. So we figured out that we could loosen the 2 bolts. There's only 2 little bolts for the engine mounts. We got those off, and then just took tie-down straps, put one on the front of the engine and the back, maybe left and right.
We hooked it to the mounts.
On each side, yeah. So, yeah, left and right, and then slid the 2 2x4s between them, and then ratcheted them both down, and just got a shoulder on each side and lifted it up and pulled it on out and set it down. And it went so smoothly. I thought for sure stuff would be breaking or pulling, and we'd be struggling, or we'd drop it on the ground. Yeah, so that's why he started recording. He put a camera up in the corner and recorded it just so when it fell, we would, make $1 million on YouTube.
Yeah, I seen that video. Maybe we could post that on Blown Pistons pistons, if that's fine.
Yeah, that'd be a great fucking idea, Danny.
You feel free to post on there, man.
That's facebook.com/blown-pistons.
All right,
Thank you.
All right.
Social media.
Don't mind the rinky-dink strap that we used.
Yeah, I did. I loved your homemade engine hoist. That was awesome.
Yeah. And I look at it, too, as we burned some calories. So it was like working out and working on cars at the same time.
That's kind of why I like working on the cars, too, because, like,
it keeps you moving.
Dave and I had a cheater bar incident, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. You called me up. I got my jack stuck underneath my car. You want me to bring my jack? Yeah.
That happened to me. My jack fell with my old Fox body.
Oh, no.
And
Did
it was
fall
stuck
through a
under
rust
there.
hole?
And the only way I could get it up is...
I really didn't mean that in a mean way. The car was really rusty.
the jack went through the floor.
Yeah, see?
Were you jacking it up at least on a jack, like the mount, or are you just jacking it up on the floor pan?
Not the floor pan. It was the pinch weld.
Okay.
It just went like right through.
I was about to say, if you're jacking it up just on the floor pan...
I'm a little smarter than that.
I was hoping so.
I remember that. What happened to that car?
It rusted through.
I sold it for more than I bought it for. After the rattle can job.
Awesome. I remember he got that car
You flipped
home.
it with a rattle can job?
Yes, it looked great.
Okay.
I think it had a rattle can job on it.
No, it was
right?
6 different colors.
Oh, so it had several rattle can jobs.
We even primered it, too.
I remember, though, he got the car home. I went over to his house, and our buddy Mike was there, too, and he was trying to get a wheel off. And these lug nuts had been on there forever. I mean, they were seized on there. And I remember this weird old trick that my dad told me about. If you ever have a lug nut that you can't get off, heat it up with a torch. And it has to be. It has to be
the open style lug nuts.
Yeah, it has to be an open style lug nut. But heat it up, and then take a candle, a wax candle, and touch it to the heated up stud, and it sucks the wax all in on the treads, and it'll break loose. And so we were able to get it off. And then what did it have, like a push button start or something?
We installed that. Oh, because I was starting it with a hammer for a while.
No, but that's how we figured it out. Yeah,
not me.
When we got it, I remember we were like, this thing starts and runs, or that's what the guy told him that sold it to him, and we saw they had a weird, what do you call it, like a solenoid that, it was all chopped up. There were wires all over, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure if we put a screwdriver between both of these,
and jump the solenoid.
Yeah, and it did. It fired right up, and he was able to drive it around his neighborhood.
I drove to work a couple times, and
awesome,
my coworkers thought it was a joke that I had to start it with a hammer.
Yep.
Not me.
Oh, come on. He was calling you up every night. Hey, you want to come up and start my car?
Yeah. You know how many times I've actually had that happen canonically?
Dude, the most famous one was Kenny out here with the cops. Need to move your truck. All right, I got to go in and get a hammer. Okay, Kenny. At least they know I'm good enough that...
No, I've actually gotten a few phone calls. Hey, dude, I'm way too drunk. Can you come start my car? I've actually answered these phone calls like, where are you?
Yeah, I'll just give you a ride and you can come start it in the morning.
Just take you home, bud.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't tell your insurance agent that.
Good thing you're not my insurance agent yet.
Notice the key word there.
Yeah, notice the key word there, folks.
But you're being responsible. Then at that point you can say, yep, let me come get you.
Yeah, he's responsible.
I'm not going to start your car.
Usually whenever we go anywhere, he's the less drunk, so he usually drives.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I am?
How many times you drove my car home from Madison?
Good point.
Who's usually passed out in the back seat, calling people unknowingly?
You?
Yes.
Yeah, there's been a few...
I love you, buddy.
There's been a few interesting.
I gotta pee. I gotta pee. Pull over.
Yeah.
14 right next to the white line. I'm just pissing and cars are driving by honking.
I did that once and I fell down the side of the highway. Down the dirt hill. I tumbled all the way down.
Oh,
Did you fall into
no,
your piss, though?
No.
Johnny with the important question.
No, I just opened up the
I
door.
didn't even make it to piss. I was going out there and I had my hands on my side for some reason. I lost my balance and I fell.
Well,
you
didn't have to go. You just did.
So when you landed, you peed on yourself.
I didn't make it. I didn't even start peeing.
But you were conscious enough to hold on.
Was there anyone else that everyone's like, where did Danny just go?
They were right
He
on
ditched us.
Literally.
They watched me tumble down the hill.
There goes Danny.
And nobody got a video of it.
No.
See, another YouTube moment we could have.
That's when I was 20 years old.
Oh, there's been a lot
while
of
ago.
YouTube moments just in this studio right here.
Well, yeah, thank you, Johnny. Last week alone.
Yeah.
Somebody falling up the
Speaking of-
stairs.
Falling
Speaking
through
of last
the
week-
stairs.
Speaking of last week, I actually got Johnny a trophy.
Johnny
Well-
has a trophy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Johnny has a trophy.
Johnny has a trophy now?
That's for you.
Oh,
cool.
Vintage.
That's awesome.
I'm not Johnny, by the way. I'm
Oh,
Hammer.
sorry. Yeah. Well,
Hammer.
That's Johnny. Is this for me?
Yes, that's for
Okay.
you.
Oh, that is
Danny,
sweet.
Johnny don't drink.
That is awesome.
Wow.
You know what that would be perfect for if you had a golf cart, mounted to the shifter.
I'm getting a suicide transmission on my bike.
Oh, that a jockey.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's cool.
fucking thank you, Danny.
No problem.
He's like giddy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hammer.
I like that. PBR, baby.
It was sitting in my
Hammer-
shop for a long time.
Hammer
So
and I were talking about pool table lights, and
You were talking to yourself?
No, you and I.
Apparently, you're Hammer now compared
No,
to.
I said Hammer and I.
Don't mind me.
We're talking about pool table lights, and or like just shits and giggles. I looked up a Pabst Blue Ribbon one, and he goes, "Fuck."
So what's the significance of Pabst?
It's actually if we don't have a case in the studio when a show goes down, we're wrong, and we will lose all respect from the guy who kickstarted this.
Yep, because
okay.
technically it started over a
Literally,
case of Pabst.
yeah, this whole network started
Cool.
over a case of Pabst, just sitting in the living room joking about the things you're afraid to joke about outside of your living room. And I sat there and went, huh, is anyone afraid of taking this shit outside of the living room? No, we bought microphones.
Cool.
But yeah, do you ever watch the X Games and
yeah.
skiboarding?
Skateboarding?
Keyboarding?
Skateboarding.
Snowboarding and stuff like that?
Uh-huh.
You ever heard of Jeff Lavin?
No.
He's a local hometown hero, pretty much underground hometown hero. He has been in X Games, Mountain Dew tours, a couple other things, and has traveled the world snowboarding.
Okay.
Owns his own snowboarding company. Mad shout out to YME Snowboards.
Has some-
WI-ME.com.
Has some amazing stories.
Hugely amazing stories.
And fun to go drinking with.
Went to the gas station for 5 hot dogs, only paid for 2.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool, but he's the one that got this. He's the one that pushed Hammer into jumpstarting this network.
Yep.
Oh, okay, very
Yeah,
cool.
I've known the guy since we were in kindergarten, so yeah, he's done a lot for my family and me. Yeah, all the way around. So mad shout out,
Cool.
mad love.
Very cool. Well, the only reason I ask is because Augie Pabst, the great grandson now, and actually now I think he passed away.
Yep. He got sold to Russia.
Oh, that's kind of sad. I didn't know that. But he was a huge racer. They had crazy, crazy cool cars. He was always at Road America.
You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
That's why I was
Oh,
excited.
man.
That's why I was
Yeah.
excited when finally somebody brings it up. I've been waiting 2 years now.
Sorry.
Yeah, oh man, and he had the coolest golf cart to get around the pits in too.
Yep.
And the $1 million Prevost camper, and
Awesome.
We're in a little crappy old Dodge camper with our Datsuns.
But can we talk more about last week? Because I know we got to kind of issue some utterances because we had a lot of unanswered questions from some of the listeners.
Go for
about
it.
what happened after the show.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Mr. 2018 champion.
Oh, God, that was...
So did he win?
No.
No, the trash can did.
Oh no.
Well, Hammer did, but he had
That's why I gave him the trophy.
he had a fight with air and fell, but other than that, he was
I
good.
was listening to the show, and I heard from the bathroom.
This was after
When he was-
both shows.
Yeah,
this
we
is-
weren't on air when he.
I swear to God, I heard throwing up.
No, that
Nope.
was me. No, that was me trying to do the laugh and going, "Ugh!"
Oh.
But we digress. Guys, if you're really wanting to hear the full story, check out last week's episode of Midnight Sushi for the pregame of what happened. The moment we cut the mics is when the magic really happened. Short and slim of it is Danny did not remember the rule of you take a shot, you don't do it alone, especially of this stuff called Wicked Stuff, which is 80% or 80 proof vodka mixed with 8 different chili peppers to include habanero and Thai chili. Danny and Hammer love it.
Our special
We
guest,
finished
Scott
2
does
bottles.
not anymore.
our special guest is lucky we don't have a bottle anymore.
No, because
y'all
we
finished
crushed
it.
2 of them. We legitimately crushed 2 of them.
I wasn't
Fifth-
even trying to drink it, and he was just pouring shots, and
then,
we went shot for shot.
$50 worth of alcohol.
Yep, sorry, Dave. Well, hey, you know what?
Hey, it was a gift to you guys.
$50.
Do what you want.
Dude, a third of it got wasted. I guarantee that.
A third? Well, no, not a third.
Well, because I drank the full bottle. Danny had half. The other guy had half.
Well, yeah, I guess.
So a third. A third of your profit went down.
Nah, it was worth it. I mean, it was
But-
like I said, it was a gift to you. It was a gift to Danny.
Yeah, it got so interesting that we actually had to officially create a section B to our Rule 9, and that is Rule 9B is don't challenge Hammer to drink or anything.
But
Yeah,
yeah, he felt great the next morning.
I bet.
Let's because there was he couldn't. You told me that he's not much of a
Drinker.
a partaker, and then he proved that. Mm-hmm. And,
Well, he's just starting out.
yeah, well, and everyone was trying to get him to get it up and get it out of his system, and
Magic word is blue waffle.
yeah, Dave just went to go show him a picture of the blue waffle, and that's,
We didn't even make it there. We were just
Yeah.
talking about it.
and then that was what kicked it off.
Yep, and then
Hammer
we had
trips
to
over the air.
carry him out up the stairs and give me a trash bag for the ride home, and he used it in my brand new truck.
At least he hit the garbage can or
Yes.
the bag. That's the
Well,
positive.
if he didn't hit the bag, I know a guy.
Yeah,
Oh, I think we all know a guy like that.
well, right there.
He's
a detailer.
Yeah, he has his own detail shop.
Man.
Johnny, where is your detail shop again?
It's downtown Whitewater, 227
East.
Main Street. We are just a stone throw away from downtown, and we do. From everyone in town that I hear, we do some fantastic work.
Awesome.
With recently my past 2 jobs, I've racked up over 40 hours just between 2 cars.
Holy.
And what's the name of your shop?
Attention for detail in Whitewater.
Cool.
I have what's called I had what's called a NAST TUV. You see what I did?
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, yeah.
Looks about.
I see what you did there.
It looked like an army of kids ran that van because there was food in every nook and cranny.
Oh, I remember the
So like our
pictures.
cars.
I sticker bombed the whole back window. So
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And then bonus points for a bar of soap I found. And
Well, at least it was in there.
I actually had to take a metal scraper and just started shoveling shit.
Wow.
And upon that, I was digging up coins that was crusted underneath all this. I ended up pulling out the extractor, extracting it all, and turned it around. It looks better.
Presentable.
Did you put the PETA charge on the bill? Pain in the ass?
Yep.
The PETA. Okay,
I
good.
did. It was.
You can legally do that now.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you, Donald.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. Trump,
Yep.
Awesome.
President.
There was an excessive dirt tax on that.
Yep.
So, and then the one I have right now is a Ford F-350, so it's a huge truck.
Right.
And
Huge.
you guys know a lot about paint or no? Like painting.
It covers cars.
Rattle can.
Well, there's so there's different types of paint. Like single stage clear coat and all that stuff.
Right.
So this truck was single stage painted and it looked awesome. And then this friend's guy sanded a single stage down and shot it with clear coat.
Okay.
Like, okay, that's where all of his runs developed. And it was his genius idea to take a razor blade to the run.
All this because I wanted to give Johnny a shout out.
Good job, Hammer.
He took a razor blade to the run, gouging the shit out of the paint. The paint was all scratched. And to top that off, he sanded the clear coat, got compound in all the jams, so I had to remove that. I had to buff the whole truck out. And like I said, I'm still not done.
So,
Fun.
Danny, what was it like getting Scott home? Like you got him in the car.
We got him in the car.
You didn't have to detail the car.
Nope. Made it in the bag.
Truck. Sorry.
But he slept the whole way. It was 10 minutes before we got to his house. That's when he started hacking it up.
Well, I'm glad he's still alive.
Yes.
I'll put it that way.
I still had to carry him to his house an hour and a half after the hour and a half drive. And
Danny comforted his girlfriend.
yep.
How much shit was thrown upon him after
This
the
whole
day
week.
after.
Let's just say this whole week.
Well, the group chat is lit.
I'm impressed that he didn't have to roll down the window. That he made it in the bag.
He didn't know where the window was.
Oh, man.
Basically.
I remember...
He was gone.
My freshman year in college, there was this kid named Jake who had...
From State Farm?
No, not Jake from State Farm, no. He had
It wasn't our Jake. He'd hitting...
Was he wearing khakis?
I don't... If so, what do you...
Sounds hideous.
No, he had like a 98 Dodge... what's the big SUV? Durango. Or, is that what? Yeah.
Yep.
And it was
Or
white.
for us, it's called the Durango. Or Drango.
You're really struggling on this
I
one.
am. I can't say derange with an O at the end of it. Whatever.
Durango.
Derange.
So we had a party that was like a half hour away, and obviously that can fit a bunch of people in it. So we took it to this party. We had a DD who drove us down there, and Jake was adamant about sitting shotgun on the way back. He had like 10 times what everyone else had to drink, and at the party they had pink panty droppers in a big
God.
cooler. So
That's sugary evil waiting to give you gut rot.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are good.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got a ghetto palate. I forgot.
I do.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't good. And so we got back. He sat shotgun. We didn't have a
Candy
bag.
brandy?
What's that, Johnny?
Cotton candy brandy.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good description. Yeah. Well, so he rolled down
Notice
the window.
Dave just started salivating.
I like sweeter drinks.
That was a big mouth reference.
You like purple drank.
I do.
And yes, I remember. I was trying not to give it too much credence because, advertising laws.
All right. So, anyways, you guys are
Yes.
there.
No, so
Jake,
yeah,
the
we're
Jake.
going back
Or
home
not-
from the
not the
party.
Jake,
Yep, Jake's sitting shotgun in his own truck and adamant about it. And yeah, we didn't have a bag, and he had to hurl, so he rolled down the window. And we didn't realize like pink panty droppers are pretty dang pink or red, and he's got a Durango, and I forgot what else he ate.
What color was the truck?
White.
Oh,
Yep. And so
I kind of figured that's where you were going.
I
That's
remember
better
I
than
was
a rattle can job.
Oh yeah, well he almost did his own rattle can job.
That was a rattle tummy job afterwards.
Yep.
Damn.
I will never ever get the picture out of my. I woke up the next morning and had to get something from my car and walked past his Durango, and on the right hand side, it looked like he hit a deer, but it was all Jake and what he ate and the drinks, and yeah, that wasn't.
It was a Rorschach from wheel well to wheel well. Ooh.
So it was a splatter job.
Yeah. Yep.
That's also covered under the PETA tax.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have to smell your shit.
Yep.
A friend of mine did that to the back of one of my cars one time. I just woke him up the next morning and go wash that.
Yep.
It wasn't me.
No, it wasn't. It was before you. Before your time.
Okay, then it wasn't the other guy that I was thinking of then.
No.
Yeah, your former coworker.
No. But yeah.
So yeah, you guys have been giving Scott a rash of shit, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Especially me.
How so? Like, seriously.
I just won't leave it alone.
Okay, good. Scott, how's your tum-tum?
Yeah, we'll drop it.
The next day I went out for wings, and we get a pitcher of beer, obviously, and I sent it to him. I asked if he wanted any, and he's like, no.
No drinking for Scott.
That's so funny.
I
Like
do
so.
something similar. I have a friend of mine who's on probation right now for 2 more years, and he loves Corbel. And we found a bottle of Corbel in my buddy's grandma's house, and she's moving out. So he's all like, "Here, take this to your shop and save it, because we're gonna save it for him, but we're gonna tease the fuck out of him for 2 years."
That's funny. Scott did say that he will not drink liquor again on this show.
Well, that's kind of good, but for me, there was a point of contention with my pride where it's like I actually felt really bad that I could actually do that and still remain able
Composed.
to take composed as well as able to take photos.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well,
I get it. I fell
you were using the exercise equipment to hold yourself up for a little while.
a little while, yes, and there was a moment, but it's like, yeah, I'm kind of ashamed and proud that I can do a bottle of vodka and still.
Nothing will beat the Proud Boy episode, though.
Oh, yeah, that's what happens when you add a little alcohol with a little Sudafed. Yeah.
Seriously, I watched Hammer walk out of the shop
Straight, damn near almost sober. Had a couple shots and a beer.
He came back crooked.
Because of Sudafed. I had a cold that day. And no. That was not good.
And the neighbors seen more of you than they wanted.
Everyone's seen more of me than what they wanted. I know. Prospect still is like, dude, the goat. It haunts me.
Yeah, we get kind of wild when we drink.
That was an accident.
Uh-huh.
I forgot what it was like to mix Sudafed and booze.
You're gonna have to get that tattooed now. Don't make.
Yeah, like memento. It's on my leg permanently now. And then drinking with Dave out in fucking Madison. That's always a good time. Dave, let's go. No, 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
I need to go out with you guys because
It's not good.
Is it?
There's a chance of somebody going to get pissed on or pissed off every time.
Hey, nice eyebrows.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know much about Madison. I have insurance agents out there that I meet with, but I have never partied out there.
One of our favorite bars is actually a questionable
alternate scene club.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Cool. We go
as
there.
bad as not as bad as that sounds, but I mean, it's
for like little outsiders, like people who've never gotten out of their house or city or state, and people because we're very open minded. It is a very open minded bar. Now, if you think fucking dare I say it should be Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve kind of shit, don't go there.
And see, the nice thing is, like
open mind.
When you go to like a normal bar, it seems like there's tension in the air, if that makes sense. Like you got people that either want to fight or hook up. These bars, there's no tension. It's like everybody's out having a good time. Nobody's trying to really hook up. Everybody just wants to have fun.
Yeah,
and that's a great thing. You're left alone, or you can go dance with whomever you prefer.
That's cool. I like.
Danny's just like, wait, maybe I'm changing my mind here.
Well, no, Danny would probably actually sit there and drink with us and just sit with me and just go, wow, look at that.
Well, that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Did anyone else just catch that Toyota commercial?
Yes, I did. The one with the deaf kid.
It makes a sports car, huh? Toyota only has like one sports car.
Right on. So.
Right.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. You know where else you can find sports cars? At Ideal Vapor in Portage and Berlin, Wisconsin. Hey. They have a whole bunch of Subarus and Toyotas parked out in front.
Gee, Subaru's at a vape shop?
Yeah, and you can also check them out on idealvaporllc.com as well as fucking Facebook. Go in there. They 100% friendly staff, friendly services. Speak your mind on what you think. They do not give they give zero fucks. So that being said, here comes Taffy E-Liquids.
How many more we got then?
No, we got 2 more after Taffy E-Liquids.
Okay.
So taffyeliquids.com.
I'm gonna go wash my car. I'll be back.
100%. You're an asshole. 100% grand old flavors from back in the day. Taffy E-Liquids is saltwater taffy. 3 great flavors: blue raspberry, kiwi watermelon, and fruit punch. I swear to God, it is that wet, genuine. I'm talking WH. It is WHETT. Wet. It is that wet to your palate flavor of taffy when we were kids. It's very moist.
Damn it, you beat me to it. I was waiting for him to finish. I was going to say moist.
And yeah, that is some good shit. Check them out. Not available online, in stores only. We got 15 more minutes before I have to actually hit that bell and be like, hey, we got to do another sponsor. So yeah, we're wrapping it up with the
with
Scott talk. So yeah, I figured it was a good time to throw it in there before he throws out again. I mean,
never forget.
He's like a celebrity now.
He's one of I think it's one of 3 times we've had a drunken incident in here.
Yeah.
Was he on the microphone? Like, was he talking? Was he part of the show?
He was 100% keeping up, canonical.
Oh, man.
Fucking fantastic.
But he didn't have any, because I was going to say, you could probably get some cool little sound clips to just play. And
I was going to say, I'll have to fucking re-edit it, and every time he takes a shot, I'll just hit a ding.
Like, do you remember, drinking show.
Remember, like, oh man, no, I don't know, like 8 years ago, the big thing was those like audio boards online where you could get
one
Arnold Schwarzenegger one or whatever.
We have our own.
You could do a Scott one with a
2018 champion.
Oh god. Oh man.
At what point was he head desk?
After the show.
Yeah.
After we, because he was starting to head desk it at the end of Midnight Sushi. I'm like,
Oh.
So is this at midnight? Why is it called Midnight Sushi?
oh boy.
You'd have
It's a very questionable show.
We call it.
check out the show.
Yes.
He explains it.
And it got named Midnight Sushi because Michael and I were talking literally at midnight
About sushi.
essentially, and it's like, I could go for a sushi run right now, but it's midnight. Fuck it. And yeah,
And that show is pretty much anything you want to know, like...
anything goes.
It's like the show after the
How does Michael introduce it? This is the show that whenever any show is out, we're in the Denny's parking lot and Hammer's nipples are bleeding, and we're trying to figure out why.
Not making eye contact.
Yeah. Thank you, Johnny.
Like I said, we got a few different shows on our network. We do Hammer Approved also, which is Hammer talking about vaping and stuff like that, or whatever he's approving.
Hammer and Friends now, because it's not going to be called Hammer and Friends, but it's our critic show. We get sent in a few things or something to talk about, like peach, fucking pecan, bourbon, vapor.
Scott drank the rest of that.
Cigars. No,
Is that what that is?
Oh, that's why he puked.
He finished
like
off.
He finished off the pecan.
No, that one's
that's
actually
that's
sent.
from Georgia. That's sent from our brother Diesel. Our bad habits.
Pecan.
Yep, that's the peach pecan.
Would you like to try a shot, if that's okay with Hammer?
I'm fine with that.
I'm good for now.
Okay.
Hopefully that tastes better than the.
It does.
One.
That stuff is good. Actually, Danny liked that stuff.
What, the peach pecan?
No, the pecan.
I didn't mind it.
I know the pecan
I've had
one,
worse
no.
in my mind.
But I digress. Yeah, and then we got Shots from the Balcony, which is our political. Let's just say it this way: if you can talk about it in a bar, you can talk about it here. If you can't talk about it in a bar,
Still talk about it.
still talk about it.
Oh, okay,
We talk.
yeah.
It's bar talk with politics and religion, and money.
And we've had many different stories on that show.
Oh, many different incidences too. That's when we had our timber episode. And Johnny's got to do a hard out.
14 minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, we've done everything from cover the one guy that used to have 100 orgasms a day.
Oh God, yes, I remember that story.
Was priceless. The video
Dick
was
farts.
awesome.
Cake farts.
Dick farts.
What's that?
Dick farts,
Dick farts. Yes, we've covered.
which we found out is a real thing.
Have you ever heard of sleeping Asians?
Yes.
All right, good.
I know it on Pornhub, but
I
what's
was gonna say we had an episode dedicated to
Check.
ET porn.
ET porn. Well, no, that wasn't an episode. We had an episode that went down a shit ton of rabbit holes. From panda rape to centrifugal testing of sloths on a merry-go-round.
Yeah, we found out there is no Nazi
have
raping
that-
pandas out
We
there
need to have
for
that
so
man back in the studio sometime.
Yeah, good luck.
yeah yeah. There's reasons,
Yeah, I know.
but yeah, we've had a lot on that show.
Yeah, we've had
like
the
Guy call in and say police brutality.
Yeah, police brutality. We've
was
interviewed Dennis
pissed off.
Hoff.
Yeah.
Dennis Hoff and
Pissed off a
his
stripper.
bunnies.
Yeah, we pissed off Air
Air
Force,
Force
Amy.
Amy.
Have you ever heard of her?
No.
She's I don't know if she still is, but she was out at the Bunny Ranch in
An
Vegas.
adult entertainer.
Wow.
But yeah, we've managed to have her completely. We insulted a prostitute somehow.
And we've had the WWE superstar legend Tony Atlas call in.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, we've had a great 4 years.
Now you just need Ric Flair.
Oh,
Never
God.
gonna happen. Never gonna happen because I can't get Jeff in studio with that guy. Period. If
It
Ric
would be
Flair,
epic.
If Ric Flair ever fucking calls in and Lavin fucking hears about it, he's on the next plane tomorrow.
I can see it now. Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
But yeah, we've had 2 monster truck drivers on.
Oh yeah, Sean
Like-
Duhan and Kaylin Miguez.
Yep.
The first episode I highly recommend you know.
God.
The first interview of
With Kaylin
Miguez.
Miguez.
I lost like 80 IQ points the moment she said, "Hi, y'all." I was gone.
Dave has a huge crush on her.
Yeah, she's hot.
Okay.
Anyways,
I think she's a cool person.
well, no, she's really cool. We've gotten to know her more.
That's where it stops with me. You look at her as a model, and I'm like, my little.
No, I look at her as driving an 800 horsepower truck, and that's sexy.
Okay, and my daughter likes her too because she's a girl that drives a monster fucking truck. And my daughter said that to me the other day, literally those words. I like her. She drives a monster fucking truck, Daddy. I'm like, You know you can only talk to Daddy like that, right?
I'm
She
so
did swear at me
That's a
that one
Deadpool
time.
moment.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm so proud
The first moment she meant daddy, it was funny. Who the hell are you?
Did you just say daddy?
Danny.
Danny.
She actually said, "Who the hell are you?"
Yes.
Yes. That's my girl.
She walks up to him. Who the hell are you? He's like looking like, did that just happen?
that's like a Deadpool moment in my eyes where it's like, you're not supposed to do that, but I'm so proud of you.
Dude, seriously, I am the dad of Deadpools.
Right?
Oh my god, or the Deadpool of dads right now, because damn, dude, my two kids are just fucking tearing it up, and it's like, we're just sitting there, and America's Funniest Videos, or non-paid promotion, came on, and fucking dick humor, dick shots, groin trauma is hilarious.
Yep.
Yeah, the airplane where it goes loop-de-loop and hits the guy right and square in the nuts. She goes, it's funny because it hit him in the dick. I'm just like, what? All right, letting it slide.
Well, my view on it is like, it's better for like children to hear it come from you and know that those words are wrong and outside of
It's hypocritical from right now. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Discretion.
Yeah.
Discretion,
Exactly.
time and place.
Yeah, it's like time and place. It's
Oh,
it's
like
okay for like it's like okay.
Why don't you take 10 seconds?
you mean like when I get a call from my kid's teacher saying
Your
you
son
need to
was
come
singing
in?
the fucking Nightmare song.
Yeah, like you're
Avenged
saying,
Sevenfold's
time and
Nightmare?
place.
Yes, thank you.
Time and place. Like, it's better for them to know like it's wrong outside of the house.
Yes.
Than it is for them to hear from their friends and then bring it home to you. Like, the fuck?
Okay, where did this come from? No, I know where this came from.
All right, now that we've gotten very off topic.
Tropic?
Tropic? Whatever.
Well, I did.
Scott, welcome to Blown-Pistons.
Oh, God, that was good.
Really?
And by the way,
Really?
his name's Jeff.
Jeff.
Hey, good attempt there. You're like,
My middle
that
name's
was,
Scott.
That was typical Blown-Piston fashion.
Yeah, it was.
yeah, you tried to hit, yeah, no. That's all I can do, fist bump.
So, may I?
You may.
Okay. Jeff, you said you were from Hagerty Insurance, correct?
Correct.
What is that like? I've never met, we've never had one live in studio. We had that one gentleman who handled the hurricane insurance type shit on the show. Johnny, you invited him, I think.
Yeah.
Which guy?
The
The guy I just talked about with the insurance telling us about hurricane flood insurance.
How many
shit.
guys?
Oh, you're talking about our lawyer friend.
Yes!
Steve Latho.
Yes!
Which one?
Steve Latho of Latho's Law. He has a podcast show on YouTube, and he gives.
But he's. I was giving an example, not a.
Well, he
I don't
has
need
his
a
own
biopic.
insurance. He's a lawyer.
Oh, he's a lawyer. Thank you for the correction. But he's a first. We've never had an insurance agent.
We're getting there. We're covering all aspects.
Cover it.
Yeah. So how is it like?
I'm trying to get him I'm trying to get him more free gas.
Well, what? Yeah, I mean, what are your questions? What's it like working for the company? What's it about?
That's one of them. How did you start? I mean, you have to have licensed, don't you?
Yeah, you have to be licensed in whatever state you're selling in, otherwise it's illegal. But so I got the job through cars. I'd always, just because I grew up with the stuff, knew I wanted to do something car related career wise, and it wasn't necessarily working on cars because I figured I'd get sick of that, and at the end of the week, the last thing I'd want to do is work on my own car. So
basically like mechanics.
Yeah, yep. And so I wanted to keep it as a hobby, but it's really all I kind of knew, and I knew enough to be dangerous. So I was like, I'd like to go in on the business side, which is why I went to the college that I did, and that was up in Michigan, and Hagerty's based out of Traverse City, Michigan, actually. So they were interviewing for part-time positions at my college, and I was graduating at the time, and I was like, man, I'm looking for something more full time, and kind of talked about my hobby in cars and my background, and I did a lot of cool stuff in college with cars and with my whole racing thing. They mentioned the position that I have now. It was a little different at the time, but they said we have these positions where you go to car shows to get business, and it's really just hanging out around car people.
Oh,
and
cool.
I was like, really? Like, that's a job? Like, I would love to do something like that. And
So, what area are you working?
yeah, so I manage, I would say, like, kind of southeast Wisconsin and northern Illinois. I just say the whole state of
Are
Wisconsin.
you familiar with the Indian Uprising then? 'Cause I
Yeah,
see Hagerty
absolutely.
up
Yep.
there.
I have an insurance agent that goes out and
Yep.
works that. Yeah, that's a
'Cause
big one.
I've seen Hagerty there before.
Yeah.
That's-
Yep.
like I
So I think I'm actually going to be out at that one this year.
Nice,
I
nice.
don't have any conflicting events, but that's pretty much my summer is nuts. I don't have.
that is my favorite show. 400 Pontiac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man, I hear some crazy things about it. I forgot what they said. One year they got like over 600 cars.
The year I went was like about 450 of them.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
that's awesome.
It was really funny because it was showing a 99 Grand Prix.
Cool.
That I had slammed on rims and stuff.
Nice.
I loved the way it looked, and I was the only one. I think another man brought a 40th anniversary there, but he wasn't
Okay.
really showing it. He was one of the guys running a booth.
Gotcha.
It was all like, okay, so I'm the only one. Normal.
So what all do they cover? Do they cover like just classic antiques, or do they cover like anything from, say, you got a brand new Hellcat sitting out there?
Yep.
So they pretty much do
So-
anything like that, or
Anything automotive related and collectible, and we're actually the exclusive insurance provider of the Dodge Demon, which is kind of crazy. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
I didn't realize they did that.
Yeah, so and it really,
I'm sorry, I heard Dodge Demon.
I know
It's an
you like-
awesome car.
yeah,
I know you're kind of our Dodge guy in a way.
I don't care. It's the Demon. I love that car.
Oh
Make sure
yeah,
you get the Demon box.
Fuck yeah! I want no. Seriously, if I ever got a Dodge Demon, I would actually. My apologies for fucking pirating
oh no,
you again.
no, not at all.
But dude, give me a Dodge Demon. I will fucking put Pandora's box in the trunk. I don't fucking give two shits.
The Dodge Demon box is $1.
Oh, I don't care.
You get Snap-on tools, a jack.
Fucking no. And you know me and Snap-on tools. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, but you get all you get the skinny rims, like a jack and everything. A new PCM and
That's cool.
pretty cool.
But then
I just
how
want a Demon.
how does that work then? What do you guys like?
Yes. Back to
Yeah.
the insurance.
Because I'm just
side.
kind of curious on like when you say
Squirrel.
you're the you guys have that car, so
Yep. So and this is actually a really kind of cool thing for car guys that, unless you're like really in the insurance business for a career, it's probably something you're not going to pay attention to. And a lot of the big companies make it all about price. They just it's kind of say all insurance is the same. We'll save you money. And I always caution you, like, the cheapest thing in insurance really isn't the best. You want to do your research and figure out something that's actually going to help you if you do have a loss, because that's what it's there for. And what we do is called agreed value insurance, or we actually trademark the term guaranteed value. And I always kind of explain it as we insure, whether it's a car, a motorcycle, a truck, anything. We insure it like it's an art piece more than a tool just to get from point A to point B. So what that means is you set the value on it. So say you have like Danny's Supra, and let's say Supras are worth $150,000.
so so
Sell now.
does it matter whether or not it's running
No, it does not. No, that's a good question.
or everything's
Danny,
there?
sell now.
The blue one runs.
How's the motorcycle, Danny?
I got parts.
Which
today.
one?
They all run.
They all run good.
This bike doesn't
That's doing
stop the
better than me.
greatest, but it runs.
One break right now.
Well, so in a sense, yeah, you set the value. Say you have a car insured with us for hypothetically $150,000, and you have a total loss scenario. We guarantee that we'll give you that $150,000 for
That's
it.
how much my Supra's worth.
So you don't blue book it, basically.
Exactly. So a regular carrier, depending on the company, they'll do one of two things. Either you're on an actual cash value policy or what's called a stated value policy.
Okay.
And actual cash value means if you have a total loss, they look at Kelley Blue Book, NADA, Edmunds, and each company's kind of different in what they use, and that determines your payout value. And then the other one is stated value, and it's a little misleading because it allows you to state what you want your car to be worth. But
So do they look at it as far as like what you've got into it? Because if you got like just spitball and say a Fox body Mustang,
yeah.
they're gonna look at it as the Fox body Mustang. But if you've thrown like your one guy a Coyote engine in it, which ups the value, or puts more into it what they've got, massive like setup. Say the car is completely set up for drag racing, they're going to look at what you've got into it rather than what it is.
Absolutely. Yep. So, and that's a good example of something that someone obviously invested money into outside of what Kelly Blue Book or NADA would realize. So if you had that modified Fox body insured on a regular policy and you had a total loss scenario with it, they would look at Kelly Blue Book, which thinks, okay, this car's a over 20-year-old car that must have 100,000 miles on it. It's
in
worth
poor condition now, obviously.
Yeah, $3,000.
Right.
When you could easily have over $10,000 invested in a Fox body. So
then you guys, dare I say, you guys don't do the lot drop. You guys don't believe in the lot drop concept.
I don't know what lot drop means.
The moment you drive it off the lot, the price drops.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good. Okay, so in that, because we do a lot of newer stuff, I actually did a 2018 Corvette the other day, and the reason was it fit our program. It wasn't something he was going to use as a daily driver throughout the year. I would say he told me he was going to put 1,500 miles on it, a summer maximum. And so something like that, as soon as you buy it new and leave the lot, it is a used car technically and depreciating. But that's going to maintain its value a lot better than something that if you do buy a Corvette and you use it every day, so you say you put 20,000 miles a year on it, hypothetically,
right?
That one's going to be worth a lot less than one that you're only 2 years go by and you got 3,000 miles on it. And we if you did have a loss would pay that full amount that you paid for it.
Dave,
nice.
Dave Kozlowski's in 6th.
I see.
I have a friend of mine with an unrestored 74 Pontiac Firebird.
You have to talk more into the mic, man.
I'm right up on it, dude.
There you go.
So I have a friend of mine with an unrestored 74 Formula. There was one of 52 of them made.
Wow.
Well, not one, but he has one of the 52 produced, and then one of the 3 in yellow.
Okay, very cool.
So he's had it appraised at $94,000. So would you guys take that appraisal into account?
Yep, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, and we are one of the companies that don't need appraisals. A lot of niche companies do require them because that's a concrete proof of what they can go off for that agreed value. But if you do get a chance, can I do a little plug for Hagerty?
Absolutely.
So
before you do the plug real quick, Johnny's got to do a hard out. He's got bowling.
Yeah,
So
I got to go throw some balls down the lane.
he's got to go throw something black at whites.
Wow.
What?
Actually, it's black and purple. So my balls
Not
are
much
blue.
better.
Let's stop. Let's stop before we get called again.
All right, well, we'll let you relieve your purple balls.
I gotta go throw hammer down the lane.
There we go. Again.
All right, man, we'll see you later.
good to meet you.
Wrong button. There we go. Johnny's doing that hard out, the hard Wayne's World out. Love you, Johnny.
Love ya. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
So, Haggerty, pimp.
Yeah, so
Earn your gas money, son.
Yeah, exactly. If you go to hagerty.com, Hagerty, you'll see at the top a tab called Valuation. And we do have a free online appraisal tool for classic cars that's really kind of neat.
Or motorcycles?
Motorcycles and trucks as well, yeah.
My motorcycle would, with the parameters he's already talked about, my motorcycle would fit under that because it's more of a toy instead of a tool.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, and it's that guaranteed value.
There you go.
It's not going off of that NADA or Edmunds price.
There you go.
Yeah, it could
So
be-
what was that
could be
website
kinda
again?
wild. So Hagerty.com, Hagerty.com. And then, the valuation tab. And it's kind of like I kind of almost call it like a Kelly Blue Book for classic cars.
Right.
So you pull up your year, make, and model. It'll show you all the available options for that year and a little kind of Wikipedia article about, the history behind the car. And
Right.
the cool part, though, is if you scroll down, there's a chart, and it shows what we've forecasted or, researched what the values have been doing. So I think we go back 3 years. And you can look, like if you're investing, say you want to buy a classic, you could make it a rule that you plug anything you're looking at into that tool to see, okay, this is something that is going up in value. So hopefully the longer I hang on to it, I'll make money on it.
My bike's a Honda, so.
Ooh, what kind?
Hondas
are hot right now.
I know. I have
depending
an
on what they are.
02. I have an 02 VTX 1800
Ooh, very
Classic.
nice. V2.
So-
Oh man, that's a good cruiser.
Yeah, his
bike.
eyes lit up on that one.
I'm a big outside of cars, I'm a huge motorcycle fan too, which Danny knows, and we've done some kind of bike.
So
stuff
I'm gonna trump Dave here and say you have an open invite to Blown Pistons,
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Yeah.
Definitely.
especially since
I haven't
you're-
blown any pistons ever though. I've broken plenty of other stuff.
I was gonna say I've popped a ceramic out of a fucking spark plug at in my old Ford Exploder. But
I think were you telling me about that?
I've shot a piston out the side of a block.
I blew the spark plug out.
I'm trying to think of the weirdest thing. I haven't had anything crazy. I broke a couple valve springs in my Datsun race car.
Wow.
That's about it.
Wow.
I got in a really bad accident the very last race last year. That was kind of crazy.
Can I ask? Were you covered?
No, I wasn't. Yeah, I know. I wish I was because now it's
that actually brings up a question.
Yeah.
Do they cover race cars?
So that yes, but not on the track. That's it. So okay.
So if it's stolen, they cover it.
Yes, exactly. So we've got.
But if it's in an accident, like if you pull a Dale Earnhardt Sr. because you're
Turn
on the
right?
track and turned right, no, you're not covered.
Yep.
Sorry, we make that joke. Hopefully, you're not a senior fan.
Oh yeah, no, that's kind
Or
of
a dark humor enthusiast.
So we have what's called LTP, which stands for Limited Trailer and Paddock Coverage, and that basically means you set that value on your car and it's covered everywhere but in the actual act of racing. So you're covered everywhere until up to the racetrack. So to give you an example, I had when I first started with Hagerty, I lived in Dallas, Texas. I signed up a gentleman.
The down for work area, yes.
There you go. Yep. Yep. And this guy had a 1969 Porsche 911S. It was a $150,000 vintage race car, beautiful car, and he towed it on an open trailer, which was kind of crazy. I would want that to be in an enclosed trailer myself, but there's a track in Oklahoma called Hallett, and coming back, he got caught in a hailstorm with it. And it, peppered the sides. It blew the windows out.
Wow.
And I had signed him up just a few months before that, and he paid his premium, and we covered everything. So that's kind of what it's there for, even in a total loss scenario, too. Luckily, we were able to save that.
Hagerty.com.
Yep, there you go. Absolutely. Yep. If your trailer gets T-boned and the car's destroyed, if you have it insured with us for $150,000, we'll pay you that, whatever you have it at.
Jeez.
For. So... and then we do have what's called HPDE coverage. So it's like not track day coverage, but high performance drivers education is what it stands for. So if if you're going out and learning aspects of your car, learning how to race, it has to have an element with an instructor of some sort.
Now does that? Oh, sorry, Dave.
Sorry. Is that something like what Dodge does with the SRTs? They have like a track day where they take the customers that have bought the SRT, like 4, 8s and stuff like that, they have them go out and give them like a track program.
It's a little different than that. So take like my Miata, for example.
Can I ask
Hammer has a question.
Can I ask the question? Say you had police training. Would that count?
Police training?
Yeah. I used to be a police officer in the United States Air Force.
Wow. And
we had to do some... training on how we drive our vehicles. I learned all about the pit maneuvers and offensive driving and defensive driving. It's a gray area. That's why I'm asking.
So now I wouldn't say that stuff. The Miata that I drove here, for example. Say you're going out and learning like how to apex. What threshold braking is. The fastest way around the track, and so you're learning. You have that kind of learning element. We do have on-track coverage for those scenarios. So, like my Miata, I would say, hey, I want to... I'd say if it gets destroyed, I'd want $6,000 for it. So if anything happened on track, they would pay me that. Or, if it was a partial loss, just repair it. So, that's kind of how it works. So we do have on-track coverage, but only in those learning scenarios, not full-blown racing. But yeah, and that even outside of road racing, it's coverage for race cars or drag race cars as well. So if you have like a cool old nostalgic drag race car or something like that,
like the original funny cars from the 70s.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Oh, absolutely. We can't do anything with nitrous. However, that's the one little
it's a
thing
tricky.
that
it's a tricky.
A little risky there. Stuff. A lot of stuff can go wrong. So we try to shy away from that. But so if you don't have nitrous, it could be a good fit for you. Definitely.
Now, like alcohol fueled race cars, what about them?
Yeah, no problem at all. No problem. Yep, we can do those.
I'm going to check out hagerty.com after the show.
There you go.
Now, do they have any like massive people they sponsor? Say like
Bad Habits Network.
Well, I was thinking I was meaning like, say for instance, like NASCAR that's on TV. Do they sponsor like that stuff too?
So,
or not sponsor, but I mean, do they have people that Are any of those cars covered?
Any stickers on the cars?
Not
No.
in NASCAR.
Well,
We do a lot of advertising on Velocity, so there's a lot of commercials there.
Well, no, I wasn't actually meaning sponsorship. I mean,
My
like,
apologies.
Do you guys cover like any of like the big name guys like that?
Oh, I got you. Yeah, no, unfortunately not. That's more of because these, so we're watching NASCAR right now. All these guys are racing for a business. Their goal is to get money. So that makes it more of a commercial risk. Where what we do is called just personal line. So we do personal auto policy. So that'd be kind of a little different ballpark.
Okay. But yeah, I wasn't going for that. But
My
yeah,
apologies.
I mean,
You wanted to see if they any major race car drivers had them on their insurance policy, or they had a race car guy on.
Yeah, well, and we do have a lot of probably drivers could be clients with their personal collections. We have a lot of
sweet.
and we have to be careful with who we can't give names out. Obviously,
correct,
but,
because of the Privacy Act of 1974.
Maybe, yeah. Wow, yeah, I'm impressed. I like that. But so Jay Leno is a client of ours that actively says that we can use his name. He's a big supporter of us. So, he's got an awesome collection. But
we were also talking about this before the show. We were comparing and contrasting classic car owners, and this is totally off point and not anything involving with the place of employment here. But we were talking about people like Corolla.
Yeah,
and Seinfeld and a couple other the classic car owners.
I think
too.
we were actually on show talking about that.
We were?
Yep.
Oh, we were?
Yeah.
Okay.
Johnny brought it up.
It's been an hour and 10 minutes, and I still got
it?
I still got 2 sponsors to talk about. So
wow, it feels like we've only been on for like a half
45.
hour.
Yeah, I know. I'm enjoying this. Thank you for showing up.
Definitely.
Yeah,
and thanks, Danny, for bringing it to his attention and having him come on
And not puking.
No puking today.
Bringing people.
We enjoy it. And thank you. You brought us Slide Society. You brought us Jeff. I mean, shit, dude.
Go Gadget Goosh.
It's my new. I'm gonna get a sticker of that and put it on my Datsun. I like that. Make me faster.
Don't they also have an auction too, or is that something different?
No. So we don't do auctions, but we do have a huge valuation presence, like I was talking about. So if you're going to an auction, or if you know a certain Hagerty rep, I could maybe hook you up with one of our little price books. But yeah, it's basically just if you're looking at a car, you can kind of look at what we forecasted the values to be within, so you can say, okay, wow, this is a good buy. Maybe I'm going to be in for this much, or I'm going to bid this. So it's kind of a cool resource, but. We don't have our own auction company.
And do you guys do say you've got a guy out there that has a car that's not typically like the hot rod style, but that's what they've put into it and view it say I know the Mercury Marauders.
Yeah,
a lot of those. Absolutely. A lot of people look at them just like a family car, but when you've got one, it's kind of it's more of race car to the person that owns it. Now, do you guys do stuff like that, or is it just primarily the name cars?
Yep. So this is kind of a crazy trend that we've noticed in the last little over a year now. I would say a year ago.
Please say muscle cars are coming back.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, they've always been a big part, but even a lot of them are still going crazy in value. You talk about the old, some of the old Hemi Cudas that are going for over $1 million. I mean, that's just nuts. And it's the guys that grew up with that stuff that are now in the best financial status of their life, and they can afford that. And so it's bringing a lot of attention. But yeah, even this trend about a year ago, I'd say a majority of what we call our book of business, all the stuff that we insure was over or older than 1980. And now a significant portion of our book just within 1 year consists of a lot of stuff from 80 to present, like that Corvette that I said the other day. So we've been really open to insuring a lot of newer stuff and stuff like Buick Grand Nationals and remember I always loved the mid 90s Impala SS's.
Oh yeah, the 94 through 96.
Yeah, All About the Benjamins. Have you ever seen that movie? I remember just wanting one of those cars so bad after seeing him, slide out in one. And so I would say those are kind of along the same lines. That was a special model that they made that was a limited production run. And
I still want my Rock County cop car.
You had one.
I know. I want another one.
I don't know if that would be covered though.
It would.
Yeah, you could.
I wouldn't drive it,
depending on what it was. Yeah,
it was an '87 Crown Vic Police Edition.
Sweet, we could do it. Yeah,
all right,
absolutely. Yeah,
the Blues Brothers car would be cooler.
Well,
yeah, I've seen one. I've seen one in my travels. A movie one. Yep, absolutely. I think it
suppose-
actually had the.
Get me a DeLorean then.
It was the one in the scenes where they're walking around advertising for their performance. You know, the
Yeah.
horns
The big-
are on the.
big horn on
Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. This was Elwood.
It's on display in California. Cool.
So do you guys do any movie cars then? Like
Oh
that?
my gosh, yeah, we've done a lot of movie cars. I'm trying to think. I've seen one of the actual Smokey and the Bandit cars. That
you
The
just
TA.
got his
Yep.
heart.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and the guy had the documentation like showing where it came from, and Burt Reynolds actually drove it. I don't remember,
wow.
and they had multiple, so I don't know which scene it was in or whatever.
Your pants are.
Reynolds.
I was gonna say your pants are fitting a little tighter there.
It's Burt Reynolds.
Danger zone.
I know. I'm like Archer with Burt Reynolds.
But yeah, we do a lot of, and then I'm trying to think. There's a guy I don't know if he's a client yet, but and I forget somewhere in Illinois. There's a museum that a guy has.
Volo.
It's not Volo. I think it's more in like the Rockford area. It's all cars that are related
yeah,
to crime.
they've got the Roscoe, or in Roscoe. There's that.
Yeah, I think that's where it is, and he's got even a car that Al Capone owned.
Yep. I think Hitler's car's in there, or
Oh, wow.
not Hitler, but
Way to go!
Hitler's car just sold in January
Yes,
at
it did.
Scottsdale. I
Yes,
forget
it did.
how many. It sold for like $6 million or something like that.
It was a hilarious amount of money.
but yeah, they've got a Bonnie and Clyde car
you did
there.
not see that coming, did you?
It wasn't right.
There's got to be some bad juju with owning a car like that.
But presidential limos in there, and there's
Yeah,
a
I
lot
can
of
see
cool
that.
stuff there.
Yep.
Juju.
Oh man, I didn't even.
Is the owner named Kyle? Has
They
anyone
had-
seen him?
You realize his left turn signal is in Futurama. From
What's
that
that?
car? From the Hitler car?
Oh no shit!
Yeah, didn't you ever see the Hell car episode?
No, I
or
did
the
not.
Were
I'm
car?
sorry, no, I did not.
Oh, you gotta watch the Were car one.
Okay.
Wait, wasn't that? Remember the movie Rat Race too, with like Mr. Bean was in it?
Yup.
I found
Yes.
this.
They had, didn't they? Was that the Hitler car that they used or modeled up? Because didn't they steal
Yes,
one?
think so,
yes,
yeah.
it was John
$1 million?
Lovitz. It was John Lovitz and his family that were driving it. They flipped off a bunch of lesbian bikers and accidentally crashed it into
Yeah,
the
that's
middle
right.
of fucking
But then didn't his wife find like Hitler's wife's lipstick or something?
like
with
that.
it?
Ava Braun. Yeah.
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 Wow.
That's a fun movie.
I haven't thought about that in a
Something.
That's
Mr. Bean.
Well, dude, that's in Bad Habits movie club list.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rat Race. Only because of that reason, actually, where John Lovitz just sits there and starts talking to the World War II veterans, and
Oh yeah.
Doesn't he get like oil or something?
yeah,
right
he
here?
gets, yeah,
Yeah, that's
the,
right.
the cigarette lighter pops out and burns him, burns
Yep.
his tongue, and he can't talk, and it sounds like he's speaking German. It was just a bad moment
Or was it?
for this network. No.
Yeah, we make a lot of.
We have made
Jokes.
so many bad jokes that they've actually had to edit us out of newspapers.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. We were actually mentioning it yesterday.
Yeah, at Ideal Vapor when the Greers were getting presented with a community service award, and the presenter. We found out his name was Kyle, and we were going. Has anyone seen Kyle? Anyone? He's about
Kyle?
this tall. Anyone see Kyle? See Kyle? Anyone? We're in the background behind the windows. They're in front taking their pictures, and we're all doing this as the photos being taken for a community service. Okay, folks, I know this is an audio show, and me saying we were doing this, we were kind of doing the
Hitler
salute.
salute. Yeah, the Nazi salute.
Proud moments in BHN history.
Well, in our defense, we didn't know the picture was being taken.
We kind of did, but we just didn't care.
Yep.
That happened.
So,
Two sponsors.
go for it.
Okay, AlienCloudVapes.com for all of your wholesale needs for vapor stores. I tell you what, he deals with vapor and vapor accessories too. You can only get it in your brick and mortar. He only deals with brick and mortar. He has a great selection. Holy shit, that's 4 roses. Wow, I haven't seen that bottle in forever and a day. Okay, so anyway, that is AlienCloudsVapes.com. He has a fantastic episode once a month with the network. We love him, he loves us, and all that other good shit. AlienCloudVapes.com. Check it out if you're looking into even remotely starting your own vape store. He will.
Yeah.
He knows how to help you out. Also, the worst sponsor in the world.
Oh,
Dave,
God,
you want to
this
handle
asshole.
it? You want to handle this one, Dave?
No, I'll let you do it.
All right, Gary Hamre, HAMRE.lifevantage.com. This prick knows how to get you fucking fit. He deals with nutrigenomics, and that is bioengineering or biohacking on a genetic level. If you want to get healthy, I know it's a new year, new you kind of thing. He has also a bunch of energy products that'll help you revitalize your life. Check it out at Gary Hamre, HAMRE.lifevantage.com. Check it out. Give it a whirl, and it's all that with a backslash of products. So go nuts. Check out our links on our Facebooks, our groups, and all our other things. Bad Habits Network related.
Yep. All right.
We got 10 minutes.
We're good.
And Jeff had to excuse himself.
Ding.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to hit the dinger too here. But Dave, what are you predicting for this race with the monster?
I'm thinking Brad can take it.
How so? He's in 6th.
Well, I mean, there's still a lot of laps left, and Brad is very
We're
strong.
at 104 of 267.
A lot of laps left. Left. Another left. But no, Brad's really strong at this track, so I got a feeling he can do something.
Better than Kyle Busch is an ass.
Yeah, God, that was priceless. Favorite thing he's ever done. And that was right like his rookie season too. They're announcing people, and he's like, Kyle Busch is an ass, and just drops the mic and walks away. And at the end of the race, Kyle Busch is like, Brad who? Then come to find out, Brad actually wins a championship before he does. So that was kind of funny.
Man, so this is kind of crazy, and again, I'll link it back to Hagerty, of course, but they had last year a magazine article. We have a magazine that comes out quarterly, and one was all about old school NASCAR, like back in the 30s and 40s, and obviously it started out as they built cars to run moonshine, and that's kind of how it started. On Daytona Beach, they would soup up their cars, and whoever had the fastest one got all the bragging rights. But their main focus wasn't racing; it was to build a car that could be faster than the police cars. And what people don't understand is how crazy it was back in the day. You see Fast and the Furious, and I remember, and I haven't seen those movies.
Somebody
in
call our
years.
favorite moonshiner Kenny the Midget for this story.
There you go. But I remember in Fast and the Furious, they had this thing that they shot at a car, and it went into the car and disabled.
Oh, the
all
EMP.
The yeah. So, according to this article in Hagerty, and I don't remember if it was the 30s or the 40s, the police developed this claw type thing that if they were within a certain proximity of a car, they could launch this claw and it would grab onto the car, and then they could reel it in essentially.
A grappling hook. So
a grappling
hook.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Batman has one.
Yep. And, yeah. And so what these guys started doing though is they started using zip ties to hold their bumper to the car. And
Upper left. You're not going to give me shit.
No.
Sunico?
I wasn't even paying attention.
Sorry, yes,
no,
grappling hook.
So yeah, the police had these grappling hooks. They would launch them out and try and reel the car in. And so what guys would do is they would use, they'd take their bumpers off with the bolts, and they would use zip ties to zip tie the bumper on. So the police, they obviously get one shot. If they miss, they're screwed. They would shoot this claw, would grab onto the bumper would fall off, and they'd keep on going.
Nice.
The ingenuity of criminals.
Yep.
Every day.
They always had to stay a step ahead of them.
Well, duh. That's why cops make the best criminals.
But yeah, there's you had Junior Johnson and stuff like that who actually started it, and most of those guys had quite a rap sheet.
Yep.
And actually, NASCAR started doing a thing where if you were busted or had a felony for that, they wouldn't actually let. Yeah, you were out.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
and
cool.
that's why half the drivers actually went under a fake.
Wow.
They went under a fake name so they could continue to race.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's all thanks to Bill France and Junior Johnson and the Allisons and just a whole bunch of those guys.
So, Danny, I've noticed you've been talking this whole episode.
Is that normal?
He's building a NASCAR Supra.
What?
I actually joked around with him with that. I told him he needs to do his or it would be really cool.
Just go out on the fucking lake and go ice racing.
Well, what I was thinking was what he needs to do is go and get like a Toyota NASCAR engine and drop that into a Supra.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
That V8,
Yep.
800 horse, boom.
I could see that fucking ginger just sitting there fucking throwing it into second going, "Ah!" I'm going to steal souls. Ah!
No, what we need to do is get him and Josh together then.
The ultimate ginger duo.
He drives and Josh snatches the souls. They're good.
What's the big NASCAR race? Is it still called? It's not the Winston Cup anymore.
No, it's a Monster Energy drink.
Okay, so
That's this?
No, not this. But I have a friend that has a Shelby Cobra replica, and he has a Winston Cup NASCAR engine in the car.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I just
Sorry,
thought
that
that.
was a
yeah,
no.
Well,
Sorry.
it was Winston Cup before, then Sprint took over it, and then
so
Altel
this
took
is
over
going
it, then
way
Sprint,
back.
and
Yeah.
then now Monster.
Okay, interesting.
I remember when it used to be like the Skull when we had fucking alcohol and tobacco in NASCAR.
Yeah.
We're still alcohol. Look at my guy. My guy's sponsored by Miller Lite.
I was gonna say your guy cannot.
dropped-
I made second. Give me a fucking beer.
Oh God, his championship video is still the best. You ever get a chance to watch that Brad Keselowski winning the championship? It's priceless because he's sitting there doing a live interview, smashed, drinking a beer. You're like, it's all thanks to you guys.
I think I have seen that. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's the intelligent Ricky Bobby of NASCAR.
Pretty much.
Oh,
And he's kind of starting to become the voice of NASCAR when he gets very opinionated.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
And last year
he's the Stone Cold Steve Austin of NASCAR.
Well,
Holy shit.
last year he
Yes, I made
basically
a wrestler. I'm not proud of that.
last year he told all the Toyota guys to stop sandbagging, and they all told him to shut up and couldn't come up with anything better than shut up.
Oh, that's funny.
He's like, well, you guys are cheating. Stop sandbagging. Race for real.
Wow.
He called them out on their bullshit, and they all just said, shut up, Brad. That was about it.
Man, you guys got to check it out at Road America. They just started it 3 or 4 years ago now.
We're still trying to check out Gambler 500.
Oh,
They've been working with that. Yeah.
it's crazy though.
Road America, okay.
I've never seen Road America so packed on a NASCAR weekend. It is just nuts.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because the Nationwide Series goes there.
Yeah, yep. And so the last time I went, we camped in turn 6, which is a pretty fast left-hand turn. And just, because of how all the NASCARs are, they would get up on 3 wheels in that turn, which is really cool. Yeah.
Well, speaking of racing, did you want to extend the invite for May?
For Automotion?
Yeah, to our guest.
I'm sure you've heard of Automotion, right?
I will be there.
Really?
This year.
Well,
yeah.
from what I understand, we've been invited by a certain society to broadcast from their booth.
This is true.
Oh, this is true. Okay, so I wasn't just drunk.
Well, yes and yes. But so are you going
So I'm repping the Hagerty at the Classic Car Show at Noah's Ark. I forget what the schedule's like, but I normally that same weekend there is a race going on at Road America that I'm not racing in. I normally would be, but I had one of my insurance agents was going to work Automotion and he can't now, so I'm going to be filling in for him there. So I don't know, and I think Slide Society's at a different place, away from the main drag a little bit.
Just Dell's Raceway.
Okay,
not too far away.
Yeah,
it's at
so
the-
if I can
it's
make
at
it
the
out there,
raceway?
I'd love to.
Awesome.
And Automotion's crazy. I didn't get to go last year, but
Same.
I went the year before.
we were there.
I stayed. Oh man, yeah, I didn't know what to expect. I stayed in Building 11, I remember, which is right across from where the show takes place. So I was able every morning to just wake up and go right to my booth, and because I was working, I didn't party or anything, but obviously everybody else did.
Now, when you were there, were you at Noah's Ark again, or were you at Mount Olympus?
I was at Mount Olympus. I stayed in Mount Olympus across the street.
Yeah, see, we were there. We were set up
right next to
Saturday.
the beer tent.
Saturday.
Oh, no way.
That Saturday,
that's
we were
funny.
set up right next to the beer tent,
Yep.
right next to the owner's Lambo.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
so
when the owner fucking fucked up his ground effects trying to get it on the ramp.
That was priceless.
Oh no, yeah, that's not good.
We were watching it. We were just like in horror, just watching this go. It was like
You can't-
legitimately watching a train wreck happen,
You can't back a Lambo up ramps.
or go forward on him either.
No,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ, you gotta fucking
He-
crane that shit.
Yeah, when he was pulling it up, you could hear the plastic popping.
Oh yeah, that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell the story of the water.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
So, a bunch of things. Everyone's just like, oh, it's so crazy. I didn't know what to expect. I've seen videos and pictures and whatnot, but from my house to the Dells, like, I can get there and check into my hotel.
God damn it. Sorry, check into your hotel.
It's 2 hours flat, right? From leave my house, get there, check in. We're in the hotel, ready to go. 2 hours. It took me 4.5 hours to get to the hotel and inside because that night, a 16-year-old got drunk and crashed his car into the pond at Mount Olympus.
Yep. We seen that.
So that's when it started.
We actually seen that.
Friday night. Yep. So that was my first experience. I'm like, oh, geez. It took forever. But then the next night, I had a friend that was staying. I'm trying to think. I think I was on the south end of the strip, and my friend was staying on the north end, and he wanted to grab a beer, so I was just going to walk all the way down there because there's no sense in driving anywhere there.
Exactly.
So I set up my booth, and I parked the rest of the weekend. But on my way there, I saw a couple kids walking out of Mount Olympus with the couch from their hotel room, and they set it right down on the sidewalk so they could watch. And then made it to my friends. We had a beer, and I was walking back home. And I think they're in 3 stories. Like the hotels are 3 floors. I remember on the top floor, one of the balconies had a solid waterfall of water.
Oh wow!
So something clogged the drain, and they left the water running, and it was just like coming down. Yeah, so I'm
Damn.
like, wow, this is a crazy party. Not to mention then too, just people driving drunk and hitting things. There was a kid that did a burnout and hit a guy on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I see that happen.
And
is that the one that lodged it into a tree or a bush or something?
A truck saw it happen, and the kid tried to drive away, and the truck smashed him into a tree. And I'm like, oh my gosh, man, that was just crazy.
That was one of the weird things. That actually happened back on the way after we decided to do 2 shows and cut, because that was a rough time for us. We
weren't expecting what we were expecting, and it was hot, and we were underprepared.
Right. You want to go to 145, or you want to cut it now because no,
let's keep going.
Okay,
if that's cool.
Our guest,
yeah,
he made his gas money. Now it's up to him.
Well, I know studio requirements. I'm just making sure that's okay.
Hey, dude, the hour 30 was your request.
Okay.
So if you want to go overtime, I'm just letting you know we're at an hour 30.
Well.
Okay. Hour 45. Let's go.
But yeah, we were having fun I was having fun at the Dells because they were bringing in a lot of unmarked squad cars and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I've got a Mercury Grand Marquis, which is parked on the side over by where you parked, and it would be funny because I'd pull up behind or next to a truck where it'd have a bunch of kids sitting there drinking beer. You'd see them all. Hurry up, hide their beer, sit normal.
Oh, that's funny, yeah.
Because my windows are tinted too, so they
Yep.
couldn't see inside there, and I'm laughing. My girlfriend's laughing. We have 3 kids with us, and they're all like, "Oh, this is fun!" So they were having a blast. We pull up, get in another lane, pull up behind another truck full of people, and you'd see them hurry up and put their cups down and just sit there.
Yep.
It was great. I loved it.
Yep. I remember when I got into my building finally, and I think I even got I was able to walk to a gas station and get, a couple beers or whatever, and I was like, I'm just going to sit and watch this because you never know what you're going to see.
I know where I'll be. Just hanging with him, watching people
crazy.
watching drinking beer.
So I kid you not, the first thing I see, this happened within the 10 minutes of me just going out and standing there. There was a kid in a Hyundai Tiburon that had a fart can on the back, and he's waiting to go out into the whole maze that is the traffic jam, and he just starts bouncing the car off the rev limiter, just puts his foot down, and it's just going and he's looking around for approval, and everyone's kind of looking at him like, okay,
what are
why
you doing,
making
dude?
A bunch of noise? And a cop comes walking on the sidewalk, and it just walks up to his window, and the kid doesn't even realize it. The cop's standing at his window with his arms crossed looking at him. The kid's got a big stupid smile on his face looking this way, just bouncing the car off the rev limiter, and then all of a sudden just turns and goes and then rolls down the window. The cop didn't even give him a ticket. He was really cool about it. He just was like, don't do that.
Well, technically, at that point, I don't think he did anything wrong yet.
No, but you could get a noise violation for that.
Dells that weekend has a noise violation.
Yep. So
they've got a lot of weird rules when that weekend hits.
But the nice thing is, though, you can still buy beer there after 9 o'clock because they don't go by the blue-collar law up there.
No,
I didn't know that. Interesting.
Something like that.
You can buy beer. You can't buy hard alcohol.
Right.
Huh. Well, so then that happened. I thought that was kind of funny. And not 2 minutes later, this guy comes walking down with no shirt on. He just shows up, and he's hammered.
One me.
And he starts going, "You guys, this is all I wore all weekend, and I just lost my shirt. I have no idea where it is, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I need money for a new shirt." Yeah, so I'm like, "Yep,
So
this
he's
is gonna be
panhandling, got it.
pretty much, yeah, maybe pretty intoxicated." But yeah, that's
wasn't me.
the vibe to get through the weekend. But my favorite part though was on Sunday. I remember leaving, going back home, and on the very end of the strip, there was a kid sitting on a picnic bench with his hands or his head on his arms, just looked so hungover. And I'm like, if I
So
could
he looked like
describe the
Scott.
weekend-
Got it.
Oh yeah, yep.
Zinger.
Yep. If Scott were to go to Automotion, Scott's brother was there with
So
his
let me find
Celica.
that
I'm
picture.
trying to get him on the show because they
Right,
would give
yeah.
him a bunch of crap.
Oh, I'm not giving him any.
Well, no, Scott's brother.
Oh, Scott's brother.
He's a stance guy.
What's
Yep.
Where you see like the cars with the wheels like bent all the way inward.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think his back wheels are bent inward, so he's
They
only
are.
partially. Are they now? Okay, then I
Yeah.
haven't seen it in a while.
To the max they can be.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
don't understand that whole thing.
I don't get it either. But I guess it's like a kind of cultural thing in Japan that. Oh yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, imagine just a picnic table, and that's the kid.
Yep. As Hammer showing a picture of Scott from last week. Remember audio?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I know.
I have some pictures that were sent to me. I have to find them.
Oh, you should definitely send them to Hammer.
I definitely vote we need a Scott soundboard.
Yeah, it doesn't get good. It doesn't get good.
Wow. I still like him last week. I'm not doing WoW anymore. It's overdone.
Because we were all doing it for him, and then he does one, and it's like,
There's pictures of me picking them up off the ground.
Oh God, they look pretty provocative.
Yes.
Promiscuous.
Yeah.
And I get like shit service down here. Come on.
before the show, man, you should have paid attention.
I
Uh-huh.
yeah. Does it end with 302?
Something about a carrot.
304.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep going, you're gonna have people parking out on his lawn. Wi-Fi.
That's called war driving, by the way. If you didn't know.
Huh. I did not know that.
Learned that in 6th grade.
Yeah, my 6th grade, we didn't have Wi-Fi.
My 6th grade, I was going to say, we're just learning how to type on apples.
You still had the black and green DOS
Black
mode, right?
and green DOS. I knew how to do Frogger, Number Munchers. I knew that Turtle program to draw design and all that other shit. So, yeah, I'm an old school coder.
Where you guys didn't have a computer in your classroom, you had to go to the computer lab?
Lab, yes.
Yeah.
I had the old apples with the floppy disk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number Munchers,
I had them all the way up to high school.
Oregon Trail.
I found my Palm Pilot the other day. It was a M100 is what it was called.
Oh, wow. I had a PDA, fucking HP PDA.
Yeah.
One of those old bricks.
Yeah. Oh, it was awesome. And
those things
remember
were awesome.
I remember I got the first one, and then a couple other kids in my class got it, and you could beam. They called it beaming. It had like a like a TV
The infrared.
remote.
Yep,
Yeah,
the
and
infrared
you could-
TV remote.
One person would get a game, and you could beam it to everybody. So if you had all the cool
Oh,
games,
wow.
you were the cool one that could beam the games to everybody. So, yeah.
Sweet.
And now they're called apps.
That is cool.
It's a free application.
Free? Oh, boy. Nothing's free.
Yeah, it is now.
Really?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. Like gas, you just gotta slut yourself out to it.
It's like, I get it now.
Yeah.
But not, I suppose we should probably start wrapping up.
There's one picture right there.
Wow, just slam your phone
Yeah,
down.
wow.
Otterbox.
It is an OtterBox. Okay. I was
Oh yeah,
worried for a second.
that's a really weird.
Well, that's not me. I'm good.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. He showed me those pictures last Monday.
He
or
actually
Tuesday or
sent
something.
me a picture of him drinking beer at work at his last half hour there.
What?
Yeah.
All right, that's something I don't really condone. I understand it, but I don't condone it.
Hey, we drink beer all the time at work.
When,
right here.
Yeah, when we call this part work. I drive for a profession. I can't drink at work.
Well, me and Danny are on the road a lot.
Yeah, well.
I'm on
Yep,
the road.
we
a lot.
are.
I do not drink and go on the road though. That's a no.
Well, I suppose.
I was going to say we're in Wisconsin. You're really not living in Wisconsin unless you've at least done that once.
Yeah, I've done
It's
it
called
3. I'm down the
DDD.
Designated drunk driving.
Yeah, I've done it down the belt line in Madison at 3:00 in the morning.
Sorry.
Just stick your thumbs up and line them up with the lines on the road.
No, I
That'll
just
make
use.
you go
Yeah,
straight.
Well, I guess if you turn,
I just do
you're
the
still-
one eye. I just do the one eye closed, and I was like,
Keep
there's
it between the
taillights.
mustard and the mayo.
So you got a good dad. Wow.
Yep.
Best thing Dad ever taught me.
Is it Kenny?
Keep it between the mustard and the mayo. So, Danny, you want to go over Slide Society's recent events again, or
Their schedule? Well, let's see. You got
Jefferson,
Madison, Jefferson,
Automotion.
Bells, Jefferson.
Do you guys do Jefferson during the swap meet? Is that when it is?
We have a few in Jefferson.
Talking
Oh.
to the mic, douche fact.
I don't.
Wow, you're
what's,
really treating him
Jefferson
like he's one of the
swap
gang.
meet?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure last year Scott wanted me to go to one, but I couldn't go to it because I was at the...
Do you go to the
But
swap
every
meet a
ti-
lot?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. That's a big.
I'm trying to get him to go.
I've been there.
You're
I
trying-
said you were there
man,
once.
You gotta
You're-
go.
Yeah,
you're
I was-
trying-
I
Dave,
visited
You're
him.
trying
Yeah.
to get me to go. I've never been.
You need to go.
Oh my gosh! So you weren't? Yeah, you guys are into cars. But last two,
No.
Not at all. Why?
last
What's the
year,
name of the show again?
it's got my name in it, Jefferson.
I was gonna say Go Gadget Goosh.
So last year or the year before, I convinced my dad to go because he's kind of like, yeah, I got to drive out that way. Nah, and I'm like, no, just seriously go and bring some cash if we find anything. He found a '96 Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Yeah, that's right. I was there for this.
GSX, all-wheel drive turbo.
What?
Owned by an older couple, husband and wife in Madison, who
Right.
bought it new. And it had like 34,000 original
sweet.
miles on it. That's it.
Wow.
And he picked it up for like $3,500.
I wonder if I can get a caddy.
An old cat.
Yeah.
They have everything there.
That's crazy.
You know me,
oh my
Dave.
gosh.
He wants
they
an old
have-
hearse.
Oh, yeah.
No, the network wants to get an old
Oh,
hearse.
yeah.
I have a client with one he's in Waukesha.
Oh, Jesus, don't tell us that because they'll make me get it for our travel studio fucking vehicles.
Before every track day we have at Jefferson, they do a swap meet right out in front
Oh,
before it
sweet.
starts.
Oh, no shit?
When you pull in there, there's a bunch of vendors and everything. It's pretty cool.
So, yeah, I'm probably gonna pack up the kids and take them to Jefferson.
I mean, it's not
Hell yeah.
massive, but
Right.
every Sunday they do it there. Pretty sure.
The hell was that noise? Oh, okay.
The other big one's Iola. I don't know if you
Oh,
guys have
yeah.
ever been to Iola. I'll be out there.
Thank
this
you
That
for
one is
saying
huge.
it correctly.
That one's
Yeah,
that one's really huge.
Oh yeah, it's like Jefferson on steroids. Yeah, it's pretty
That's scary
crazy.
to think about.
It's nuts.
I was overwhelmed by Jefferson.
Oh yeah,
This place, you've got to be there bright and early in the morning to actually be able to go through everything in the whole day by the
So-
time they close.
Quick question. As a vintage auto insurance dealer, do you go to these vintage auto shows a lot?
every weekend. Yep. Last summer I think I had in total between.
I know you like going to them, baby. That's why I asked the question. Not really? Okay.
I
Thanks
think
for helping the show.
from like From like May to September, I had probably 5 weekends off in total. That's it. So that's pretty much all I do in summertime is just try to go and build awareness and try and get new business. So, if you're ever looking for something going on, let me know.
Keep coming on our shows.
Yeah, I can. I'll tell you where I'm at.
We'll start charging you sponsorship fees.
There, yeah.
Yeah, if they ever want to, sponsor a podcast,
they don't want to sponsor our
I'm getting the hard
dumbasses.
sell now.
No, the hard sale comes after we go off the air because
Is that the point when you tie him down and say, "Look here"?
We'll just show him the blue waffle and make him puke. Scott.
No. Poor Scott. He can't even defend himself.
Yeah, he can. He just doesn't have to drink.
He could call in if he wanted to.
And we're out.
No, I'd love you to.
He's grilling out right now.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
It'd be great for him to do his favorite thing. What was your favorite part of the show? Click.
Oh God,
That would be funny if he did call in.
That'd be awesome.
We got 1 minute to go, Bubba.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, I suppose I'll start. I want to tell you,
down, baby.
thank you. It's been great. Love having you on here,
Jeff. Go Gadget Gagoosh.
Yep. And anything you want to pimp out?
One last hit.
I just appreciate you guys having me on. I've never done this before, so it's cool to, just kind of see what it's all about.
Well, like I said earlier, previously, whichever case you want to call it, you have an open invite.
Yep.
Any Sunday,
Thank you.
any other Sunday you want to come in, just get
I
it.
like that.
Hammer approved.
Yeah. I'll bring the Studebaker next time.
What?
That's right, yeah.
You got a Studi?
It's my dad's. 59 Studebaker.
Oh, I think Danny told me about that.
Wagon, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wood paneling?
No, they aren't wood panels. I really don't know what they are. But it's a 2-door panel wagon. It's pretty cool.
Sick.
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't even go over all his cars.
We'll do that next time he's in.
Yeah, that'll leave
bunch
us for
of
something
weird
next
stuff.
week. That way we're not covering the same stuff again.
Yeah. No, I'm actually, next week I'm at the World of Wheels is in Chicago at Rosemont. So I'll have a booth out there. If anyone's there, come see me. I'll give you a little Hagerty hat.
There you go.
I get those out there, so.
Sweet.
But yeah, no, won't be able to make it, unfortunately. But would love to come back out. This is pretty cool.
All right, yeah, we can.
Yeah,
Any
we're pretty cash.
Any show?
Yeah, I'll open invite to any show.
I can be a contributor. How about
There you
that?
go.
All right. Well, with
Danny?
that being said,
And I'll just show up.
Yeah, Slide Society.
I'm gonna get you on shots from the balcony, and we're gonna get you talking.
Well,
No, you
after
won't.
I have like 12 of these.
You see,
I'll
here's
be
the thing:
good.
we got to have him come in a little early, so we can kind of get him.
Pre-gamed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then get him and Josh together.
Then he's going to start like an ice fishing show. That's what he's going to do. Then he's going to get a bunch of microphones, and while he's in his tent,
we know a guy.
I gotta research that because I gotta fucking get rated equipment.
That's one thing we haven't covered. We don't have like a fishing hunting show.
No, we don't. Not yet. I've been trying, but
I mean, if anybody wants to say, lead that one.
I'll say like 5 words in it. I don't talk.
Well, I was gonna say Tack Hammer can fucking help him out with the fishing aspect too, because Tack Hammer's a up and coming Babe Winkleman, dare I say?
Well, you got a lot of videos you can put on YouTube and stuff.
I have a few videos on YouTube. Me kayak fishing. That's it.
There you go.
All right.
Nothing.
What's the link?
I don't even know.
Okay, you suck. You're fired.
Slitherbug 7.
Oh, there you go.
Old name. Yeah. It's
then-
nothing special.
Back when high school
and
made you get a
old
use-
motorcycle clips on there and
See, there you go.
do-it-yourself fixing car videos. They're actually really funny.
Might have
like
more.
30,000 views on one video.
See, he's got more YouTube viewers than we
us,
have.
Yes, combined.
Than our,
Yeah.
Dennis
Stop,
make a show.
Stop. Oh, that. Yeah, Dennis.
Rocco, make a show. All right. Well, if that's everything we got, and don't you have a Facebook page for your car?
I do. Well, so I do have a Jeff Jaggish Hagerty Facebook page. I think it's just called Hagerty, Wisconsin, and Northern Illinois, or something along those lines. So if you punch in Hagerty in Wisconsin or Illinois, it'll pop up. But yeah, always posting funny content and a lot of pictures of my cars and yeah.
What about your racing crew? The name on Facebook? Turn left.
Oh, Turn Right Racing. Yeah. So that's the. Yep. Yeah. So it's kind of funny. Yeah. Yep.
All right, we'll have to save that one for next time. Also,
Yeah,
that's
next time.
that's a whole
Damn.
different, story. But
Damn
that's
it.
our race team. Yeah, Turn Right Racing. We have a Facebook page there too.
God, that kind of works with what we joke about.
Now I'm curious, but check it out. Yeah, a lot of content on both of those pages. A lot of cool stuff if you're into cars. So yeah.
All right, yeah, like I said, we'll cover that next time you're down.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, well, guys, Hammer, you want to say goodbye?
See ya.
All right, fuck you guys, we're out.
See ya.